After so long in cancellation purgatory, Star Wars The Clone Wars finally came back and got the ending it was always promised. It's really weird to think that after so long of being canceled that it would ever come back, but it did, and most of it was awesome. So today I thought I would sit down, do another one of these live action reviews here in my room, in the chair that keeps squeaking, because I'm poor and don't have a new one. IKEA's closed right now, the world ended, but I got more Lego, that's fun. That's why I can't afford a new chair. Let's not waste any time, let's just hop right into it. Overall, I think the season was pretty good. Some of it sucked a lot, I won't lie, but also some of this was the best in the entire show, which is obviously really good. The most standout thing about this season is easily the animation. It looks so good, even in the episodes that are kind of awful. The animation looks top-notch. It's so good. Compared to the animation from that movie, it's just come so far. It's insane. It looks amazing now. Most of the writing and character work was really good, especially the stuff near the later half, or near the last arc of the show, was so good. But we'll talk about that later when we get into spoilers. A lot of the action sequences were really good. The best duel in the entire show is in this season. It's hard to talk about this much more without going into spoilers, so what we're gonna do from now on is break down each individual arc. So Bad Batch will start now. Trace and Rafa, the second arc, Martez Sisters, will start at this time, and the Siege of Mandalore will start this time. So from now on, full spoilers. You know you've already seen it. You have a Disney Plus account from watching The Mandalorian. So you watched it. I'm not worrying about it. Spoilers from here on out if you haven't seen it. So let's jump into it with the Bad Batch. Overall, I thought this arc was okay. That's really the best and worst I could say about it. It wasn't bad, I just didn't love it. I know a lot of people did really like this arc, and that's fine. I thought it was fine. I think I just didn't like the Bad Batch themselves. I thought they were too gimmicky, and I especially did not like Wrecker. Wrecker was really annoying, and I hated him. He felt like he felt so out of place the whole time. I don't know, I didn't like him. The smart one, Tech, I think his name is, was also kind of dumb, but yeah, the Bad Batch I felt was very weak. I felt they really rushed Echo. Seeing Echo alive again was really cool, but they kind of rushed it. No one even told them what happened to Fives. I felt rushed. I liked what they did with Echo, where they kept him alive in the weird tube thing, I don't remember, but felt so much more could have been done about him. Rex was really good in this arc. This was probably one of his better stories. He was great. A lot of this video is just going to be me saying, that was good, that was bad, I'm tired, leave me alone. The action in the scene in this one was really cool. Skako Minor was a pretty cool planet, and seeing the Battle of Anaxis was cool. But not one of the best arcs for sure. Definitely not one of the better battles of the show. It was pretty low tier, but still good. Anakin was pretty good in this arc as well. He didn't do a whole lot, but he was definitely cool. And his scene with Padme was super good. So yeah, overall, the arc was pretty good. It was okay, not amazing, not bad. Pretty average arc of the show. I wish we saw more of Anakin and Mace Windu though. They weren't really in this season. Overall, okay episodes. Okay, now we have the one you came here for. Trace and Rafa, the Martez Sisters, otherwise known as one of the worst arcs in the entire show. They kind of sucked a lot. They were both so stupid and annoying. The one wouldn't shut up about her ship, and the other one was slightly smarter, but still a moron. And they were both boring. They sucked a lot. You've seen the memes and you've seen the episodes, so I'm not going to bother going into too much more about why they are awful. But the saving grace of this arc, I think, was Ahsoka. Obviously, she's the best, and she was pretty good in these episodes. I hated that she got sidelined in her own arcs for the Dum Dum sisters, but what she did get to do was really cool. And seeing the Pike syndicates again were really cool. Seeing Kessel like from Solo and everything was pretty neat. I liked that. But overall, this arc was just not engaging. Out of all the arcs that you could have done instead of this one, you chose horribly. The only important thing that happens in these episodes, is that the Mandalorians find Ahsoka and bring her in, so they can help out with she can help with the last arc. So you could have cut the sisters out entirely, and nothing would have really changed. I wouldn't despise this arc so much if this wasn't the last season, or if there was just more episodes in the arc. But out of 12 episodes and 4 of them are bad, that is not good. They really shouldn't have done these episodes, or at least made them just 2 episodes. Like I think it's the 3rd episode, nothing happens. They break out of prison, and at the end of the episodes, they're back in prison. What was the point? There was no reason to do any of that. It's just not... I don't know. They were bad episodes. You already know that they're bad. So let's talk about the real shit. The Siege of Mandalore. Again, I don't think I really need to explain why, but the Siege of Mandalore is amazing. This is easily the best arc of the entire show. Everything that the show had done prior to this was leading to this. And after 7 or 8 years of waiting, this was worth it. It looks so good. It's easily one of the best battles in all of Star Wars, the best duel between Ahsoka and Maul. And it's probably the most emotional arc as well, getting into the Order 66 and Rex and Ahsoka's friendship. It was just so good. Everything was so well done. It was perfect. My previous favorite arc in the show was the Umbara arc, and this topped it. This is easily the best Star Wars material since The Empire Strikes Back, and I do not say that lightly. That's my 2nd favorite movie ever made, and I consider it to be better than it's better than my favorite movie, which is Jurassic Park. That's not on topic at all. I just like that movie. I know we've seen Darth Maul a lot since the show's cancellation. He had his little cameo in Solo, and he was in Rebels, and he was easily one of the best parts of Rebels, but he wasn't the same. What they did with him in this arc, this is prime Darth Maul. Seeing him as an old beaten hermit or whatever he was, I don't know, I don't like Rebels, is cool. It's interesting to see how far he's fallen, but seeing him in that hallway, in the Vader hallway scene parallel where he's just slaughtering the clones, ripping stuff off the walls, like that one scene in Half-Life 2. It's so good. It's so cool. I could watch that for hours. Obviously, I think Order 66 is probably the pinnacle of the show. Watching the clones we've loved so long, humanized by this show, is almost as bad as watching Revenge of the Sith for the first time. It's so good. I think my favorite episode of the arc, however, is episode 2, where with the duel between Ahsoka and Maul. So just before Order 66. But I think all of these episodes are so close to being on par. I think episode 4 is the weakest one, on account that the clones can't hit anything when they're shooting at them. I know they hit Rex and Ahsoka a couple times, but it doesn't really do much, so that's why I think it's the weakest episode. However, it's still amazing and one of the best episodes in the entire show. The final scene with Darth Vader going to the crashed ship will easily go down as one of the most chilling and haunting moments of all of Star Wars. It's just so depressing seeing him hold her lightsabers with the little forced bird thing that I can't remember the name of flying overhead. It's super good. And I love how they made Vader look more realistic as opposed to how he looks in Rebels. I like how he looks in Rebels, I honestly do, but it's just not the same. My one slight regret with these episodes is that we didn't see the beginning of the Battle of Coruscant, Like, you know in the 2003 Clone Wars, how they actually show you the beginning of the battle? I kind of wish we saw some of that in this show, especially because Anakin and Obi-Wan didn't really get to do a whole lot in this season. Like, it was really their show, but we have seen Revenge of the Sith, and you can always just go watch the 2003 Clone Wars and get the same effect. But I do wish we saw it. As well, I wish we saw more scenes from Order 66. Like, I really wish we saw the assault on the temple, Operation Nightfall. I don't know if it's still called that, but in Revenge of the Sith, you don't really see it. Like, you know what happens, like you see parts of it, but you don't really see most of the battle. So I do wish we saw that. But man, just the whole battle, the whole siege is so good. Probably my new favorite battle in all of Star Wars. It's just amazing. So I don't really know where I was going with all this, so I guess we'll bring it all home now. Overall, the season's amazing. I don't think it's the best season in the whole show on account of the Martez sisters arc being really bad, but it's definitely very, very good, especially for the ending, which is amazing. Was this season worth the 7 or 8 years of waiting? Like, in the time it was canceled to the time coming out, the entire sequel trilogy came and went. Rebels and Resistance came and went. And now Clone Wars is here, and now Clone Wars just ended. So was this season worth that long of waiting? I don't really know. I think the one good benefit of it waiting so long is the animation came so incredibly far. Like, comparing season 6 to season 7 is just night and day difference. Like, the animation was really good in season 6. It's just not the same. It's just so much farther ahead, which obviously comes with time. The one probably biggest negative of it waiting that long is a lot of the stakes from, like, say Rebels didn't come out before this season came. We would have no idea if Ahsoka, Rex, and Maul survive. And obviously Anakin and Obi-Wan can't die. We know who survives from the movies. So some of the stakes, like, you know, but a lot of the stakes are gone. Like, if I didn't know what happens in Rebels, watching, well, they get shot. Like, Ahsoka and Rex get shot in these episodes. Like, it would be so far ahead. Like, it would be way more stressful. These episodes are already incredibly stressful, but like, it would be panic-inducing, really. So I guess that's all I had to say. I pretty much just repeated myself the whole time. Don't worry about that. Overall, the season is good. Bad Batch was fine. Martez sisters sucked. And the Siege of Mandalore is amazing. It's a masterpiece. It's so good. I don't really know how to end this video, and I don't know where I was going with this or what I was trying to say, but I'm gonna end it here. So, bye.